first down. Ward's got some room straight up the middle. Cuts it back 30. He's going to go. 20, 10. Touchdown, Jonathan Ward, a 36-yard touchdown run.
Central Michigan had a stiff test from Rhode Island, a 3-overtime thriller at Kelly Short Stadium to open the season, but the Chippewas prevail. We've got the highlights coming up next as Chippewa Rewind is back for another season. Welcome into another year of Chippewa Rewind. The 2017 season is underway. Adam Jaksa and head coach John Bonamego. Well, Coach, football is back, and I think a little bit more close of a game yesterday than what you would have liked.
No question about it. Not necessarily the way we thought that game would unfold. We kept them in it. No discredit to Rhode Island, but we felt like there was a lot of football, especially after we watched the film, that we left out there. And, you know, when you have an FCS team that's hungry coming in, playing their only FBS opponent, you know you're going to get their best shot. They certainly did that. You know, hats off to them. I'm very pleased with the resolve that our team showed down the stretch, the determination and the grit to find a way to grind out a win in the end. And, you know, we won't ever make excuses or apologize for winning.
How about Shane Morris? He gets his first opportunity to play as a Chippewa. What did you think of his performance?
I think Shane did some good things, and I think when we look at the film and when he watches it, I know that there's going to be some plays that he would have liked to have had back.
All right, let's take a look at that film, and one of those plays that Shane wants back. Here's his first interception of the year. It looked like he just tried to force the ball in there.
Well, I think, you know, he gets flushed out of the pocket. He wants to take a shot downfield late, and, you know, he's got a defender coming in up low right there. Ball comes out a little short-armed, and the kid makes a great tip pick. I mean, great play by that kid.
No score late in the first half. This is probably Shane Morris's best throw of the day. He zips it into Mark Chapman for 34 yards.
Yeah, this is a nice job. Vertical concept here. Steps up in the pocket, drops in pass right there over the linebacker. Mark makes a nice play on the ball, and we're moving.
Early on, second quarter, Michael Armstrong is new from SMU. He gets his first opportunity and puts it through.
Yeah, I mean, this is his first collegiate start as well as a full-time place kicker. It was good to get him out there in a situation where it was a makeable kick, very makeable distance, and you know, get his confidence going, and he really came up big throughout the game.
3-0 Central Michigan, and then the next drive, Rhode Island is marching down the field. This was a tremendous catch by Amari Coleman. One-handed falling down, he finds a way to grab it.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of what we've become to have gotten used to expecting from Amari. Athletic play, real in great position there, comes up with the pick and stops the drive. One of two that he had last night.
3-0 Central Michigan. We go from one athletic play to another. Your transfer quarterback decides to leap over one of their players and picks up a crucial third down.
This is a big play, gutsy play. You know, Shane on the scramble here, he jumps and gets the first down. I'm glad that his vertical is better than mine. You see right there. Otherwise, he might not have made it over, that guy.
Yeah, you had a front row view of that one. He was coming right towards you.
Yeah, it's good when anytime you get your quarterback out of the pocket. I mean, you're a little nervous, but you know, those are the type of plays that keep drives alive, and those are the type of plays at the end when you can look back and say, you know, those are key moments that help win football games. Yeah,
that play seemed to spark this drive. Logan Hesbrook, he was talked a lot about in fall camp, stepping in for an injured Ty Conklin. A nice grab here.
You know, good throw on time. Logan does a nice job securing, getting up the field, positive yardage, to move the chains and keep the drive going.
From first collegiate reception to first collegiate touchdown pass, Shane Morris throws his first here, and Brandon Childress on the other end of it.
Yeah, this is a nice job here. Good play call from up top. You get two levels there, one on the goal line and one, back on the end line. Shane sees it, steps up, makes a nice easy throw for a touchdown to Brandon. and we're on the board.
10-0 Central Michigan. You'll add another field goal late in the first half. It's 13-0 going into the break. What did you think of your team's play after one half?
I was, again, I was a little bit frustrated in our ability not to finish drives and score touchdowns in the first half. I was really pleased with how the defense was playing. Kicking game was another story. I mean, kind of a two-headed monster, but some good and some bad. You expect some of that in our first game. It was just a matter really of us kind of settling down. I thought the team was really excited to play. They were ready to play.
Crazy finish to the second half. We'll take a look at those highlights when we come back on Chippewa Rewind.
I remember when I was looking at schools, my dad told me that when I found the right one, I would definitely know, and it was going to be a feeling. And when I was here, it felt like home. And the people here, they felt like family. And I remember being in the bookstore, and I was picking out all this apparel, but I was like, what, do you think you're coming here or something? I was like, matter of fact, I think I am.
I would like to say thank you so much for all of your support and donations that you've given to our university over the course of the years. We look forward to making you proud on and off the field, not only the football team, but all of the athletic programs at our university, and we promise to make you proud.
I'd like to personally thank you for your support and investment in Central Michigan athletics. Your generosity allows our student athletes to compete on a national level, academically, athletically, and personally. Once again, thank you for your support, and fire up Chips.
Central Michigan shutting out Rhode Island 13-0 as we begin that second half. And we talked about 6 interceptions earlier. This is another one that just kind of got floated up, but Josh Cox makes a nice play on it.
Yeah, Josh in good position here. Again, you see pressure from the front. Quarterback lofts one up, throwing off his back foot. Never a good thing for the offense. And Josh is opportunistic enough to make the play.
We saw a lot of Shane Morris. We did see a couple of drives in that third corner with Tony Poljan. What did you think of his performance? I know it was short.
I thought Tony went in and did well, made some plays, missed one or two. We've kind of gone into this knowing that we have 2 good quarterbacks, understanding that Tony's a young player that needs to develop, and I want Tony Poljan on the field. So he's going to get game action every game. It's just a matter of when we can get him in, and I think that's important for him and his development. I think he's got a lot of unique abilities that we can feature, and I think that he can bring something to the team and help us win.
Yeah, 13-0. He comes in on that first drive, marching down the field, but unfortunately, Devin gets turned around here and coughs it up.
Yes, this is a great run by Devin. Very good job of blocking. He gets the second level here. The ball really comes out when he gets spun around right there. It wasn't even, I looked at this probably 30 times to see if he was holding it secure, and he certainly was. It's just one of those things that happens sometimes in football. There's really no excuse for it, but we just got to make sure that we're secure with the football. I can tell you, as prideful and hardworking and tough as Devin Spalding is, I know that was eating away at him all night. But Devin's one of our leaders on offense, one of our best players, one of our most consistent players, and one of our hardest workers. And so it shows anybody can make a mistake every once in a while.
The good news is your defense was playing so well all night. Now here's where it seemed the game turned a little bit. You get a stop, and then they go to punt the football, and you run into their kicker. Just take us through what happened.
Yeah, critical mistake. We've been very aggressive kick blocking team. I think we've got 10 block kicks in the last 2 years, which is in the top 5 nationally. So that's something we believe in, and we're going to be aggressive on those downs. But one of the things we talk about or try to coach our players on is to never leave our feet. When you leave your feet to try to block a kick, you're a flying object, and at that point you have no control and can't really do anything to avoid the kicker or avoid the rush, and that's exactly what happened.
Let's take a look at that big touchdown they get. What did you see from your defense here?
Well, I think we just misfit this. Alex has had a great game overall, but he needs to be nose up on that point blocker so that we have inside-out leverage on both sides of the ball carrier. And you know, he picks a side there too early. You know, Josh gets buried on the same sides, isn't able to make him right and fit over the top. And you know, you've given a talented player a downhill run, and you know, we just can't afford to make mistakes like that.
So they get on the board, it's 13-7, then we push to early in the fourth. You guys racked up over 240 yards on the ground, and this was one of the best runs of the night. Great open space move by Jonathan Ward.
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan is you know, definitely an electric player. That's where you can see kind of where his skill set is at his best. He's electric. He's got tremendous vision and anticipation, and you know, he's got the quickness and speed to finish a play if you get him in space. And so he was able to take advantage of some good blocking to get to the second level, and then when he's at the second level, he's got to make a man miss, which is what he did, and the result's a touchdown.
That two-point conversion turned out to be very important. Here's another. They got two big plays that really kept him in this. Here's the second one.
Yeah, we've got Amari singled up here on the weak side. Not sure, you know, if he thought he had help inside, but he goes for the ball. You know, their kid makes the catch, and you know, you're on the backside of a 3-by-1 formation there, so we just don't have another defender on that side of the field to run them down.
Shane Morris ends up fumbling close to your guys' end zone. They get a touchdown, 21-21. We go to overtime on opening night, and as you mentioned, those snap troubles happened into that second overtime.
Yeah, two of them. One of them we actually lost, and you know, got dicey there for a minute. But again, at the end, you know, we hung tough, we stayed together, and we found a way to win it at the end.
And the Chippewas, after giving up the field goal to start overtime, Devin Spalding makes up for that fumble earlier in the game. He wins it for you.
He does. I mean, you know, you get down here in these critical situations, and you want to give the ball to one of your senior leaders. You know, Devin gutting it out there, finding a way to the end zone. Good job by the O-line there, giving him a crease. And I don't think anything was going to stop him from getting to the end zone right there.
So the Chippewas win 30-27. They move to 1-0. When we come back, we'll catch up with Joe Ostman and his family bakery in the UP. Make sure you come out to support the Chippewas in our next home game. It's the first Saturday at Kelly Short Stadium this fall. Central Michigan opens MAC play against Miami. The Redhawks and Chippewas battle on September 23rd. You can stay tuned to CMUChippewas.com for the start time. Once again, we hope to see you back at Kelly Short Stadium in a few weeks on Saturday, September 23rd. CMU opens conference play against Miami. You can get your tickets by visiting Ticket Central, calling 1-888-FIRE-UP2, or by going to CMUChippewas.com.
Rudolph back to throw. Here comes the delay blitz. Going to get him from the backside. He's going to go down.
That's a very, very nice job. And
Joe
that was Joe Ostman.
In his senior year, defensive end Joe Ostman looks to lead the Chippewas to a successful season on the field. However, behind the face mask is a baker's son and a baker's grandson. Joe sat down and told us what it was like growing up working in a bakery at home.
It was good. It was good. Started at a young age, like I said, so kind of learned early what was expected and what type of work ethic they wanted. I worked there my whole life, so as long as I can remember, really. Really started working probably, I'd say, maybe 8 or 10 years old, pretty young though, for sure. So once I got to college, I kind of just go home on weekends and help out when I can. They can always use extra help, so try to take the load off my aunt, my dad, and the rest of my family as much as I can. Because I've worked there so long, I can kind of just help out with anything. I had to help my dad. My dad's the baker, so I help him in the back, just make donuts, frying, frosting, scrape the floors, pretty much whatever odd job they need done, I can help them with.
The bakery business has continued to get passed down through the Ostman family. According to Joe, there are a few members that are the main contributors.
Definitely my dad and my aunt, his sister. Their dad, my grandpa, was most involved, but he's 84 now, so he kind of passed the torch over to my dad and his sister, so both of his kids. It's in Mackinac City, right by Shepler's Ferry that goes over to Mackinac Island, so it's right downtown Mackinac City. I'd say the spring's probably the slowest. The fall, you still get some people because of the color tour. But the two busiest days of the year for sure are the 4th of July and Labor Day, which is coming up and actually this weekend. So Labor Day is the #1 day. It's out the door probably, I'd say all day, just because of the bridge walk and all the people that go up to Mackinac City.
While the bakery may be a few hours north, it has never stopped the Ostmans from sharing the bread.
After scrimmages, just maybe like a couple times a year, I brought down donuts just for the guys, after games sometimes, just so the guys can have some, and no, I definitely miss it too. So my parents, I give them credit for that though. They're the ones that bring them down. So they say they love them, and I do too. I think the guys' favorites are the cinnamon rolls. I can agree with that. So pretty much eaten every donut probably 1,000 times, but I'd say the cinnamon rolls, the big white cinnamon rolls, the cream-filled Long Johns, or if you like custard, but probably the top 2 donuts that we have, I'd say.
Well, what do you think, Coach? You surprised at the physique that Joey Ostman's able to keep with all those donuts and cinnamon rolls he's been eating?
I'm shocked. I think maybe might have to reevaluate my own diet, although I don't think that would work for me.
He brings them for the guys. You've had to have a couple, haven't you?
Absolutely. I agree with Joey. The cinnamon rolls, without a doubt, my favorite.
What does it say about a guy like Joey Ostman and some of the other players on your team that are involved, obviously, with football and with classes, but they're able to go contribute in their community at home as well?
Well, for Joey, when you talk about Joey, he really, truly is the model student athlete. He's excelled at a very high level on the field and an equally high level in the classroom. So when I see that piece and, you get a glimpse at the behind the scenes and just, his incredible work ethic, his devotion to family, and it really kind of connects the dots into what makes him and why he's so special.
One of the reasons he's one of the captains on this year's team. Joey Ostman and the Chippewas head out to Lawrence, Kansas this week. Squeaked by in game 1 with a close victory in triple overtime. This is going to be a stiffer test in Kansas. What would you like to improve on this week?
I think across the board, our level of execution, we got to find ways to not hurt ourselves. I feel like if we play to our capabilities, we can play with and beat anybody. If we don't, then it'll be a long day. This is a different animal, playing a Big 12 opponent on the road. We have to execute better. We've got to do a better job of taking care of the football. We need to do a better job on third down, offensively, keeping drives moving, and we have to get in the red zone and score touchdowns. Field goals are great, but we have to score some points to beat this team.
All right, we're going to find out a lot about the Chippewas as they head down to take on the Jayhawks. That's this Saturday. Central Michigan will take off on Friday. We hope you can join us next week as we hopefully are looking at a 2-0 start to 2017. For Coach John Bonamego, I'm Adam Jaksa. Have a great week and fire up Chips.